Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and thank you so much for watching today guys. Thank you. If this is your first time here, please do not forget, subscribe as usual and support the movement. Thank you so much for understanding. I know you have subscribed already. So guys, today's video I want to take you to a scholarship opportunity which is open. Alright, the Italian government scholarship is what I'm talking about. And this scholarship is being sponsored by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Italy. Alright. So if you're an international student and you do not have money, you are looking for a country where you can study for free and of course get your accommodation, your food, your tuition fee paid for fully, you should be targeting the Italian government scholarships. We all know that most scholarships in Europe now are not open, but this is an opportunity you can grab, all right, within this short period of time. And again, the Italian government scholarship is usually open within mid-June. All right, so this is already around June 5, so this is already around June, so you should put your eye on the scholarship page, or let me say the link, because I will link it down there in the video description box. Okay, so that is it. Now I want to talk about the scholarship in detail, then I will talk about the requirements and of course the application. The scholarship, like I said, is offered by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Italy, and you should understand that this scholarship is being sponsored for a period of 9 months. The reason why I say 9 months is because remember, we have 12 months in a year. The other months are for holidays, which means that you are going to be in school for 9 months. Okay, so that is what you should understand. And again, the scholarship is renewable. Okay, which means that for the period of 2 years you are going to be studying, you are going to be given money or sponsorship for 18 months. All right, which is 18 months in 24 months for 2 years, because it is for master's students, though not just for master's degree students. The scholarship is also being awarded to students who are on research and of course PhD students as well. Okay, then you should also understand that the scholarship is going to be 900 euros a month. All right, the stipend is going to be 900 euros a month, and like I said before, it's going to cover your food, it's going to cover your accommodation, it's also going to cover your tuition fee. Okay, so that is what you should know for now. And again, it is offered to non-Italians, which means that if you are an Italian citizen, okay, you cannot be given this scholarship. That is what you should know. Now let's leave the scholarship aside. This is not let me say, you are not going to apply for a school before you apply for this scholarship. Okay, like the case of some other universities I mentioned in Italy, where you are going to apply for a program when accepted before you apply for the scholarship. But understand that if you are looking for a country with cheap tuition where you can study for small amounts of money, remember I told you that it's possible to study between 1 to 1,000 euros, which means that there are schools in Italy that you can get back degree programs with 1,000 euros. Some will even give you scholarships, and at the end of the day you will not pay for. Videos all on this YouTube channel. Okay, now moving further to the requirements for you to study in Italy, or for you to apply for the Italian government scholarship, you should be able to have graduated, or you must have graduated from a university, a recognized state university or private university in your home country, all right, or somewhere else, but you shouldn't be an Italian. Now the main requirements for this scholarship, I will talk about the main requirements. Okay, because there are main requirements, there are some other requirements that may come in later, which I will explain to you. For the main requirements, first of all, you need to consider your age. Before the deadline of the application, like I said, the application period is usually from June to around July. All right, make sure you follow this website I will link in the description box so that you do not miss out. In case you see the last date to apply, which is the application deadline, know that before you apply for the Italian government scholarship, you should be at least 28 years old maximum. You shouldn't be 28 and a half. On the last day of application, your age should be 28 years. But after application, maybe before the commencement of your program, you can be 29 or 30, it doesn't matter. But before the final day for you to submit your application, you should be 28 years old. That is the first condition. You must have graduated from a university, all right? That is to say, you should have bachelor's degree already and a transcript, because this document you will need them in legalized forms to forward to the scholarship board online. Okay, then the last one is excuse me guys, is proof of language proficiency. The language proficiency now here, you are going to prove that you know how to speak or write or understand English in case your course is in English language. But if you graduated, or let me say, if your bachelor's degree was from a university that, or from a country where English is the first language, then you have the right to go to the institution. Now, like for those of you who graduated from the University of Boya, Cameroonians, you can go to the University of Boya and collect the proficiency, English proficiency, to show that you have been taught only in English language, okay? Then for those of you who do not come from English-speaking countries or that did not finish your coursework in English, I think you are left with no other choice than to get the IELTS exam or the TOEFL exam or the Cambridge, any English proficiency exam that is recognized. All these details are found on the scholarship website, so you can always check that. But in case you want to study in Italian, if your course of study is in Italian, then you should be able to prove that you can speak, understand, write, and read Italian. By doing this, you have to prove an Italian language certificate, or let me say an Italian certificate, a certificate to show that you speak Italian well, or you have a mastery of the Italian language, okay? Now, that is for the requirements. Let's move now to the application links. The link will be in the description box below, so you can always check from there, okay? Then, the next thing you need to do when you go to this link is you need to register. Remember, you are a new student and you are first time on the link or the website. You need to click the link and create an account using your email address and your contact details, your names, your surname, and all the rest, your passport information. When you set up the account that way, then you now need to put in all the information, like I said, on your passport, your working opportunities, and all the rest. Finishing with that, you need to go to the next page, which is choosing a program. Now, what happens with the Italian government scholarship is, remember I said this scholarship is being financed or maybe sponsored by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Italy. You need to choose 3 different programs. Probably, I will not say you should choose 3 different programs in the same school. The reason is because it is good, it is going to increase your chances, or you have more opportunities applying to different programs in different universities. Now, remember you are choosing 3. So, if you apply for 3 different programs in 3 different universities, that is excellent for you. Rather than choosing 2 programs from the same university, it doesn't make sense to me and it doesn't increase your chances that much. Alright, when you finish choosing the programs, now, you are almost at the last stage of the application. You now attach the documents. The documents you are attaching first, you will need to attach your bachelor's degree transcript, alright, and the attestation or the certificate. Very important. And again, remember that these documents must be certified or legalized. And how do you do this? You take them to the Ministry of Education in your country or Foreign Affairs Ministry, or do them at the Italian embassy or consulate. It is still acceptable, okay? But remember, at the final stage, you need to do legalization proper at the Italian embassy. So if you ask me, I would say just carry on, do them at the Ministry of Education, Foreign Affairs, Italian Embassy before you upload these documents here. It is going to give you an extra advantage, alright? Now, the other documents you need to attach is the English proficiency test. Remember I said the English proficiency test has to deal with a document to show that you have been studying in English language, or if you have not been studying English language, or you can still show another document to show that you know the language, okay? So you need to show the language proficiency, IELTS or TOEFL. They may have different band scores. You can check from the website. Again, you need to attach your CV. In this case, I would recommend you use the Europass CV. The Europass CV is because most at times I used to see Italian universities, they will always specify that you attach the Europass CV, alright? So it is going to be good if you can attach the Europass CV, that will be fine. Then again, if you cannot attach the Europass CV, you can still attach the normal CV, but make sure you go straight to the point and do not produce many pages of your CV. Make sure your CV is maximum 1 or 2 pages, okay? Don't exceed that. Now, the other document you need is your passport data page, the page of your passport, alright, that carries your information. Now, remember you are applying for a scholarship, alright, in a foreign country. Make sure that for you to make your things clean, you have to make sure that from the day you are applying and the day that you will be leaving Italy after the scholarship, because sometimes scholarships will want you to leave the country after you finish the program. Though all of us, we know that we will not leave, or probably sometimes we may leave and later go back, or it depends on us. We may leave and we may not go back. It depends on you. From the date you are applying for the program, if the program is 2 years, you need to know when it's going to start. From the day it's going to start, make sure your passport is valid for that duration of the program, all right? Because it doesn't make sense if you are applying for a program that is 2 years and your passport is left 1 year to expiring date. It doesn't really talk good about you. It means that you are not conscious enough. Yes, the embassy doesn't really care, but they want to know people who are serious, okay? Now, the other things you need is, I think you need 2 recommendation letters. Probably the recommendation letters may not be needed. They may not ask you, but I think as a scholarship or applying for a scholarship, it is good you produce 2 recommendation letters so that the scholarship board can know, all right? Because if someone recommends you, like a professor or the human resource director or the director or the manager of your company, it is going to add extra weight to your application, all right? In case you do not find this, just attach, all right? Sometimes you will need to attach the documents as one single PDF file. It doesn't matter, just attach the recommendations. Now, the motivation letter is the most important document that you need. The most motivation letter is you are writing to tell them what motivated you and to apply for the program. Now, understand that when writing a motivation letter, you should know why you are applying for the scholarship, why you are applying for the universities, why you choose those 3 particular programs I talked about, all right? Why the scholarship is going to be important to you and what you are going to benefit from the scholarship. These things must be included into the scholarship and some of the things you have done in the past. If you have worked somewhere and you mention this in your CV, there is no need mentioning it again many times in your motivation letter, all right? Go straight to the point and make sure your motivation letter doesn't go above 500 words. If maximum 600 words, don't put in more than that, all right? So that is what you should know. Now, after that, you will need an interview, all right? Probably the scholarship team is going to call you for an interview, all right? The Italian government scholarship team. And this team will probably come from the Italian consulate or embassy, because most times they will always call people for interview. For interview, the embassy will be the one in charge in your home country to call you for the interview. The government, there is a jury or a board that is going to assess the scholarship files. Then after that, they will send the information to the Italian consulate or embassy in your home country. Then they will now do the interview, all right? The interview is going to be focused on your motivation letter. But again, make sure that the things that you said during your application and the things you put in your motivation letter and your reference letters, or the things you uploaded, you must remember them in your brain, because you cannot be applying for a scholarship and you do not know what you wrote during application. They are going to ask you specific things on the motivation letter, especially the why you are applying for the scholarship, why the chosen programs, and how the scholarship is going to help you. Remember, you state these things on your motivation letter during the application stage. So now, and when you go to the embassy, what is going to shock you is that, or the consular, you are going to find everything you deposited for the scholarship in front of them, all right? That is why you are submitting maybe PDF files or maybe a different file format, but you are going to find them all in front of the person interviewing you, okay? So you should know that this is how some of the things are, but most of the times they will ask you questions from your motivation letter, so just put that into consideration. After doing all of this, after uploading the documents, you can now submit your application. After you submit your application, remember you are even submitting your application after you have you are doing the interview I just talked about. You are only doing the interview after you submitted your application and they went through the file, all right? They went through the file, and if your file makes some sense, or maybe if what you wrote down makes some sense, of course you are going to be granted this scholarship, all right? You're going to be granted this scholarship. And again, remember I said there are a lot of things that are going to be happening, okay, because the embassy or consular will be involved. So most times the consular does not make the decision, okay? The Ministry of Foreign Affairs or maybe the jury in charge will select students after they deposit their documents, then send the information to the consular or embassy. Then when the consular interviews you, they are going to know what you will say. Then they will recommend you back to the authorities in Italy. Then they will now accept you through emails, all right? So sometimes this process doesn't take long, maybe 1 month 1 month 2 weeks or 1 month 3 weeks maximum, you will get a reply from the scholarship team. Okay, so that is how it is. Pay attention to your motivation letter, because only the motivation letter is going to help you. Okay, I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Now, also understand that this is not the only scholarship you can apply for in Italy. There are other scholarships found in various universities, so you can always check various schools in Italy in case you do not meet the requirements here. All right, because I know age is going to be a problem. 28 and you should be applying for a master's degree is not something a lot of Africans will benefit from. I know so. So in case your age is big, you do not have the requirements, check other programs in other universities and apply for. All right, so that you can stand out of the crowd. I hope this video helps somebody. If it does, please do not forget, as usual, subscribe and support the movement. All right, guys, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe now. It is very important to me. Thank you so much for understanding. Until we meet again in another one. Peace.